Hey guys, it's John, the Chicagoland Thrifter, back at you guys with my second video. I have a haul to share with you guys of some stuff that I've gotten at the Salvation Army this week. It's going to be mostly clothes, but I have a surprise item at the end of this video to show you guys. Something that I bought that I just sold for a whole lot of money. So stay tuned if you want to see what that is and my tip for kind of how I was able to get as much for it as I did. So without further ado, the last video that I filmed was at a Salvation Army in the city of Chicago, but Chicagoland has many Salvation Armies and Goodwills in it, thankfully. And I went out to the northwest suburbs of Chicago to one of my favorite Salvation Armies. The prices are cheaper than the one in Chicago that I usually go to, and they have sometimes better stuff. So I'm excited to show you guys what I got, what I paid for it, and what my profit margin is going to be. So without further ado, first item I got is this men's Texas cotton button-down shirt that is resemblant of the state flag of Texas. And what's awesome is that it is brand new, never been worn. It is made in the USA, and it is I don't know what size it is actually. It looks to me like it might be a medium or like a larger something. And I actually really like this. I would actually keep it if it fit me, but it's a little too small for me. But somebody's gonna love it. Probably somebody from Texas or somebody who loves the South. I paid $4 for it, $3.99, and I can probably get $30 for this. They're like selling used, like around like $20, $25, and so conservatively, I'm gonna say $30, maybe more. We'll see what happens. But this was an awesome find. And what's funny is that I actually found it in the women's section. I was going through the clothes and I saw it and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And I didn't realize until after I took it home that it is a men's shirt and not a woman's shirt. So that just goes to show you that you never know what you're gonna find in the racks, because a lot of times stuff is misplaced, either by the staff or by the customers who are shopping. So that's why, I mean, look through all of the clothing racks. Even if you're only into men's clothing or women's clothing, you can find some treasures that have been missed by people by looking in the wrong sections. So that was my first item. Item number 2 is a shirt by the brand Parsley and Sage. It's a woman's 2XL. It's got some jeweling buttons on it, and it's embroidered, and it's really nice. It's in like new condition actually. I mean, looks like it's like never been worn. No tag though. It was originally $4.99, but the green tags this week were half off, so I got it for like $2.50. And I've had a lot of luck with plus size clothing, especially for women. If it's in good shape and if it's like a decent brand, which this is a decent brand selling on eBay, I will usually buy it. So yeah, so I got this for $2.50, and I should be able to get around $20, $25 for it. So good buy for me. Next thing I bought is something that I usually don't buy. Kids clothes is something that I'm not really that versed at. I mean, there's like so much of it, and it takes longer to go through since there's more of it because like there's smaller pieces and stuff. But I decided to go through some of the kids' clothing. If you guys watch other reseller videos and stuff, State's Place, she did a video on good kids clothing brands to look out for. And so that kind of inspired me to want to look through the kids' clothes and see if I can find any good deals. And I did, and I found a boys 2T Kansas City Chiefs coat. It's super tiny and super cute, and it's in like perfect condition. NFL brand. It was originally $7, green tag, half off, so like $3.50. And I'll probably be able to get like $20-$25 for this. So not too bad. This is an easy ship. Just throw it in an envelope in like a bag and it's gone. And this is a good time of year to sell it since it's getting cold out. So I was very happy with this is my first piece of kids clothing that I bought. And so coats for sure, I'm definitely gonna check out next time. But kids clothing is definitely something that I will be looking at in like the future now. And it's something that I would encourage all of you to not look over when you're doing your thrifting and sourcing. Next, one thing that Salvation Army sells that a lot of other thrift stores don't, especially Goodwill, is that they seem to have a lot more vintage type clothing. For me, in being in the city and stuff, Salvation Army gets a lot of their goods from older parts of town, maybe people who have has stuff for a long time, or since vintage clothing is very fashionable, you know, people who have just held on to it and have actually continued to wear it even if they got it 20-30 years ago. So what I found was a vintage Tommy Hilfiger long sleeve button down shirt with a corduroy collar. Here is the label to show you guys. It's a vintage Tommy label. And vintage Tommy shirts do really well. Ones with the corduroy collars run for about anywhere from like $25 to $30. So mine's in really good shape. There's no damage. So I'm gonna try to get $30 for it. And they seem to be selling pretty well. So yeah, it was $4, the yellow tag. So I paid full price, but it was a good enough price for me to want to buy it then, because if I waited for it to go on sale, it would have probably been gone. And that's one of the things that, you know, like $4, like, even though it's really not that much money, you're like, oh, do I want to pay this now or should I wait? If it's a good enough price and the item sells online for 5 or 6 times what it is, buy it, because the time to buy it is when you see it. I will only really wait on items if they're priced like super high, like $20-$30 for like higher end things, to see if I can play the waiting game and maybe get it on like a half off or 69-cent day. But if it's $4 up to maybe like $6.99, if I can get 5 or 6 times like the profit, I will most likely end up buying it, because you got to make money, right? Now this is probably my favorite thing that I bought this week, and what's kind of sad is that I thought it would be worth more money than what it actually is. But anyways, it's a vintage 1980s Lacoste polyester bomber jacket. Trying to get the logo up for you guys. It's like a maroon. It's in really nice shape. There's some like, I don't know, some like dirt or something on like the breast that I should be able to get cleaned off. But I did not know this, but the old Lacoste logo alligator used to be blue. See? And now it's green. And the tag also has the blue alligator on it, right there. So when I saw this, I was super pumped because it was $5 and half off. So this jacket was only $2.50. And I was like, hell to the yeah. So I grabbed it. It's in like perfect shape besides that little area of wear, which really isn't that big of a deal. And what I was pumped about was that it's so old, and not like older Lacoste is becoming more and more desirable for people to buy. And so I was like, oh, this is going to be like $75 to $100. Turns out one just like it on Poshmark sold for like $18-$20. So I was like, damn. So I might be able to get $20-$25 for it on eBay. We'll see. But since it isn't really worth that much, I actually just might keep it for like myself, just because I really like it. And I'm kind of into like the more vintage clothing styles either. So If you see a blue alligator, it's an older Lacoste, and you should definitely consider buying it if it's price good and if it's in good condition. Next thing I bought was a men's Harley Davidson long sleeve shirt. It says Harley Davidson on the front, long sleeve, and on the back it's got like a skull and crossbone type design thing, and it's in like perfect shape. And it's a 3XL, and I mean the bigger sizes are always more desirable online. And I only paid $5 for it, and I should be able to get about $30 for it. Easy ship, less than 1 pound. So all day, every day, I will buy that. Harley Davidson stuff, super collectible, super popular. Bikers love it. If like you own a Harley Davidson, you're gonna want to have like this shirt, or multiple of like them. Actually, I actually know a few people who are big Harley people, and like every single piece of clothing in their wardrobe has the Harley Davidson logo on it. So somebody like that will definitely want to buy this shirt. Next thing I bought was this redhead hunting camo orange fleece vest. And there's the classic camo. And hunting stuff is also a very good investment to buy, especially if it's like a bigger size. This I think is a size, it's a medium. So it's not like the best size, but it was only $5. And it was in really good shape, and I should be able to get like 25 for it, so it'll probably sell pretty quick. So I was comfortable buying it for that reason. So I don't personally hunt, but in this area, in Illinois, Wisconsin, Midwest area, a lot of people do like to hunt, so I'm sure maybe somebody locally will want to buy it, or somebody wherever else people hunt will want to buy it. Sorry guys, it's like 11 p.m. right now. I'm kind of tired. I was working all day, so I apologize if my words don't make that much sense. Alright, last clothing item I bought today was another thing that I found in the women's section that was actually a men's article of clothing. These are Nike sweatpants, and they might look just like any other regular sweatpant. They have kind of like cinched legs, whatever. But they're this specific style or model, like it's ACG. You can see it on the tag right there. And they're in the women's section with the women's activewear. And I saw them and I was like, oh, Nike, cool, whatever. And I looked them up, and I kid you not, these pants sell, like a lot of them sell for between $50 and $100. I'm gonna say that again, $50 to $100 for just black polyester Nike sweatpants stuff. And I almost couldn't believe it. But like multiple listings, like probably close to like 100 listings sold of these kind of pants. And I did some research on them, and apparently this is like supposedly like heavy duty hiking, mountain climbing, whatever, supposed to be warm, but they just look like regular pants to me. But for $6, and if I can get on average maybe 75 for these babies, I will pay $6 all day long, and they'll probably sell in like a week or two as well. So I was very happy to find this, and I'm just gonna harp on it one more time. Look through all of the clothing racks, because stuff gets misplaced, and it's good stuff. And if it's a men's item placed in the women's area or a woman's item placed in the men's area, people aren't going to buy it because it's in like the wrong area and wrong gender. So, but if you're like me and you're looking through stuff to sell, not necessarily to buy for yourself, that's awesome, because you can find hidden treasures like this, and also like that Texas flag shirt that I got and showed you guys earlier. Last thing that I wanted to show you guys before I show you the surprise item that I have to show you is these. They're Born leather women's ankle boot heels, and this kind of style by like this brand sells really well, anywhere from like $25 to $35. And originally they had a green tag on them. They were priced at $8.94, so I was like, sweet, half off, whatever. But I brought them up to the cash register, and the lady who was checking me out looked at the bottoms of them, and they say 8T, and T means tan. So they originally had a tan tag on them, and somebody before me, I don't know who, switched the tag to like a green tag or for whatever reason. So I had to pay the full price of $8.94 for them, and I was like, whatever, if I can get like $30, like that's fine with me. But I took them home, and I was getting ready to list them, and then I noticed that the heels of one of them had completely come off, and so the shoe is basically ruined. And now I'm mad at myself for basically wasting $9, because like I'm not going to sell these now because they're not in saleable shape. So that just goes to show you, always check, double check, triple check whatever you're planning on buying before you buy it, because if it's been donated, there is a pretty good chance that there's something wrong with it, and that's why it was donated in the first place, especially if it's a quality item. I've had this happen to me a few times recently, and so that was just kind of like, this was just kind of like a reminder to myself to make sure that I'm looking at all the stuff that I buy before I buy it, to make sure that I'm not wasting money. So yeah, this kind of sucked, but what made up for it was my biggest sale, money-wise, one sale that I've made so far this entire year of 2018. And I'll give you guys a little background on it. Sorry, I just threw that in my donated back to Salvation Army box. So, in September, I was at Salvation Army, and I'm what they call a cart hawk, which me and some of the other sorcerers who live in like the area will just stand around and wait for them to bring out carts of new stuff, and then we all go for it and dig out the stuff to try to find stuff that's valuable. And so they brought out a new cart, whatever, and in it was this replica of the LA Kings Stanley Cup trophy from when they won in 2012. And it's by the Bradford Exchange, which is a really good kind of collectible company. They make all sorts of like quality collectible items. It's a limited edition piece. They only made 4,999 of them. This is one of them. So I grabbed it, and I looked at it, and it does have some condition issues, like the base is chipped up. You can see the black paint on there. There's like some missing, and there's like a paint smudge. You can't really see it. It's there you go. There's like some paint on it or like whatever, but besides that, it's in good shape. So it was $7, and I looked it up while I was still at Salvation Army, and the only comparable I could find was a Blackhawk Stanley Cup trophy, and it had sold like brand new with like the paperwork and the certificate of authenticity for like $100. So I was like, sweet. Well, I'm sure that I was like, I'm sure that there's somebody who would pay close to that. So I thought I was going to make like $100. So I brought it home and I listed it, and I think I started it at like $100 auction, and it didn't sell. And I listed it again. A week went by, didn't sell. And I lowered the price, didn't sell. And this went on from it really not getting that much interest and that many views. Like there were some times that it ended after like a week and it had only like 10 views on it. And so I was getting kind of discouraged. I was like, I thought that this was going to be like a big payoff for me, but it didn't end up being that way. So this past week I relisted it one more time, I started it at like auction down to starting at $40. I was like, I just want to get rid of it. Like, I don't care, just as long as I make something. I only paid $7, whatever. So it got a bid, $40, cool. And it got, and then 2 days later, I logged back onto my eBay account, and I look, and it had been bid up to, I kid you not, $305. I'm gonna say it again. $305 for this plastic 12-inch, 14-inch replica trophy of the Stanley Cup. And I almost passed out on the spot right there because I could not believe it. Like, there was nothing else online comparable to this that had sold even close to $305. And when I looked at the bidding history, it was just two people going at it back and forth, back and forth. And so yeah, so it sold 3 days ago for $305 to somebody in Los Angeles area who I'm sure is a Kings fan, obviously, who was willing to pay that much money for it. And the lesson that comes from this is just sometimes it pays to wait. Sometimes you just have to wait for the right two or however many people to get online and see it at like the same time and just bid it out. And because auctions can get heated, and I don't know if the person who won this intended to spend that much money for it, but I am not complaining at all. But yeah, this has been, I think, the single biggest sale I have made in 2018. So it's currently the 20th of December. So we're cutting it close, but it's a great way to end the year. And I hope that I find more little treasures like this, and also that you guys going into 2019 are able to find your version of a Stanley Cup trophy. Yeah, so I don't know when I'll be able to make another video next, but if you liked what you saw, subscribe. This is only my second video, so I'm still kind of getting the hang of this whole YouTube thing. But yeah, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Also, if you have any suggestions on what you'd like me to talk about, feel free to comment. I buy not just clothing, I buy anything that I can make money off of. So I have more stuff that I bought that's not clothing related that I could also talk about in future videos. So yeah, thank you so much. Have a happy holiday, and I will probably see you or talk to you in the new year. Thanks, bye.